These are the 2 easy moves that every golfer needs to know. That felt so shallow. Now we've got no sway. After watching this and after doing it, you'll be absolutely kicking yourself if you've never done it before. It's warm, it's sunny, happy VE day if you're in the UK. This is Friday Fix. So we're talking about 2 moves that every golfer needs to know and you need to do. We're talking backswing and downswing. So the 2 key essential areas for speed, power, and that big word beginning with C, consistency. So we all see a lot of content out on YouTube. You need this, you need that, but honestly, I can't tell you how much this is going to benefit your golf game. The first element is stopping that sway. Now, a lot of people don't really know how to load into the backswing. I've got the lawnmower drill, and this is, for me, the most simple analogy that really gives you the feeling of separation. So in the backswing, we're looking for a key element really. Can we get the upper half moving more than the lower half in terms of rotation? That's going to create that nice stretch, which feels like a coiled spring ready to release. So the lawnmower drill, we're going to use a golf club to begin with. We're going to put that down the ground. I've also got some alignment sticks set up here, 45-degree angle roughly on the left, 45-degree angle on the right. And what we're going to try and feel is, in 7-iron posture, I would definitely advise doing this in front of a mirror, that we're going to address as if we've got a golf club in our hands, take the hands off. For a right-handed golfer, we're going to feel like we're pulling that lawnmower cable back. Now as I do this, my right leg starts to load, right hip gets a little bit higher than left, and I've got a stretch between upper and lower. So really feeling, and do a few reps, that I'm pulling that lawnmower cable back. I'm now loaded. So we're pulling it up. As you can see, stretch between upper and lower. The right leg's slightly lost its flex. It's straightened a little bit. It's not locked out, but it's slightly straightened. My weight and pressure is into the right-hand side slightly. So once we've pulled the lawnmower, we've got that stretch. I want you to place your hands across your chest. Start the lower half, the squat, keeping the shoulders back towards the camera, move through. So again, pull it, hands on the shoulders, move through. Now to progress on to the next stage, we now need to pick up the golf club. Golf club in the hand, we're going to address the golf ball, really feeling that we're keeping within these lines, and my hips want to feel like they're down this alignment stick on the way back, and potentially down this alignment stick on the way through. So right on the way back, left on the way through. And it's just a feeling, it's just an analogy. So same as before, we're going to feel like we address the golf club now, and address the golf ball, club in hand. We're going to pull the lawnmower, taking the trail hand off, left hand up into the air, right hand back on now. We're in a really good position with great separation, great turn, now with the ability to unload onto the golf ball. Because when we lose the golf club, a lot of us find it a lot easier to get into great positions during the backswing. So at that point in there, I've got no sway. I've got a real feeling of coil, turn and load, which is absolutely key in the backswing. Now we can hit a shot doing this. So pulling the cord, feeling the stretch, hands on, pull the trigger. And it's gonna feel like a smooth gather of the golf ball, purely just by setting up the body better. Do 2-3 reps out your 5-ball sets, and that's really going to sort you out. Okay, now on to the next stage. This is all about downswing and that shallowing move. Now, to do this, I'm going to use a training aid, and it's really going to give you a great feeling of how to organise those arms, organise those elbows, but you've got to think of the golf swing in this order. Foundation, so setup, positions, making sure we've got load in the backswing, because this is going to get you in a great position on the way down. In the UK, unfortunately, we're still not back out on the golf course. Now, we may get some news on Sunday, but we'll have a video about that if we do. Now, if you do get back out and you're from the UK, what will be the first golf course you go and play? And if you're one of those lucky people, if you're in the US or somewhere else in the world that's still managing to play, what is your favourite golf course in the world? Right, time to explain this move. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it with the training aid, but stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it without it if you don't own one of them. Now we're building into downswing, and everything that we do helps you create a whole approach. So addressing the golf club now, and put the golf ball in, and put the smart ball in between the 2 forearms, just short of the wrists and short of the elbows. which is going to get loaded in the backswing, which we've talked about. But now we're to get in that move where we get the shallowing of the shaft. So my feeling to do this is that in the downswing, I create this move, and I feel my right elbow puts pressure into the golf ball, and it works in. Now as you do this, you notice I'm making some adjustments in my wrists, lead and trail. So to the top, first move, in front, unload it through. And I love the feeling and the feedback that I get from the ball, because I get the feeling of pressure into the ball, elbow in front, working arms and body together, and I'm a big believer in the body has to work to get the arms to work. And this does that. So building it in, let's hit the shot away. To the top, right into left, up. Now we've got that move of loaded, backswing, turn and shallow on the way through. The real test is, which I'm going to try on this golf ball, can I do it all together? Real test time now. Smart ball in there. Feel it. And I would do this slowly to begin with. Oh, that wasn't the best strike, but I did get a good feeling. Now, if you don't have a smart ball, I've got the move for you. Again, we're still going to work on feels and athleticism in the downswing. But again, we're going to go back to that skimming the stone. So it's exactly the same move, but if you're going to skim the stone, the left elbow would work in, the right wrist would work, a little bit of bend, and release. To the top, skim the stone, release the stone. And that's going to put everything all together. Now, the most important points, obviously, in backswing and downswing is that we keep the body moving. So the smart ball helps us do that. But if you haven't got the smart ball, as you're doing that feeling of getting the stone to skim, this is how I'd learn it straight off. I know we spoke about getting the analogy of skimming the stone, but you've got to understand that the body has to move. So club down in front of you, to the top, skim the stone, right elbow in front of you, skim the stone. Now as I'm doing this, you notice that my lower half is really rotating. I'm not sliding, and it's not just me putting my arm in front of me. There's a chain reaction. It happens in a sequence. We know to pull the lawnmower to the top, bring the elbow in front, and we feel that we work it from the ground up. So my first initial move starts from the legs, the hips, the upper body, and then the elbow falls in front of you, and that's going to help delivery, that's going to help consistency, power, compression, shallowing of the shaft. What more do I need to tell you? As always, you know I love shouting out a few comments. Just looking through last week's Friday fix, and Doug Pittman put he loved the noodle, the thing that I call the woggle. I know a few of you went, it's not a woggle, it's a noodle. That shows a widening of the legs pre-impact. It really gives you a great analogy and a great feeling. So love that, Doug, thank you very much. Paul Medic said Rory for me as well, with Rose on his heels, and we're talking about who squats and who has the best power in the downswing. So they're two really good choices. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you did enjoy all this content, and especially today's video, please do hit that thumbs up button, that one just down below. It lets me know that you're enjoying the content, and also it helps me out too. Now, in the UK, it's VE Day and bank holiday weekend. Unfortunately, we can't spend it with family and friends that are outside our household. But most importantly, everybody, have a great bank holiday as best you can. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.